Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, my name is Emily. Today we're going to be doing Valentine DIYs. These projects are perfect for tiered trays or areas that you want to add a little pop, whether it's like to a hutch or to a bookshelf. And I also want to thank Hippie Crafter for sending me these items that you see behind me. They reached out to me and asked if I would try some of their products, and I gladly said yes. I loved all three of these items, and I'm going to talk about them here shortly, but I just want to say A plus. I loved using these products, and these helped so much with crafting. So let's get started on these projects. I grabbed these X and O blocks from Target in the craft section. I believe it's Mondo Lamba or Llama is the brand. They were $5 for the pack of two, and I'm going to do two different things with them. So for the first set, I am going to do a rough coat of brown paint, and I'm going to be using the acrylic paint from Hippie Crafter. I really did like using this acrylic paint. I'll talk more about it in a little bit, but I'm not going for full coverage because I am going to be putting a different color on top. So to speed up the process, I am using the heat gun that I got from Hippie Crafter, and I am so happy that I finally have a heat gun. It has sped up crafting so fast. So definitely get one if you don't have one yet. Once this dried, I am now going to be doing the Crackle method on top. So I did a thin layer of glue and I spread it all over the top. And then while it was still wet, I applied the top coat. And I'm using just white chalk paint. It's the Waverly chalk paint. And I do not go over it too many times. I try just to do, one or two passes with the chalk paint so I don't pull the glue with it, and that will give you the best crackle. So once I have those, then I'm going to take the heat gun to apply heat, not only to speed up the process of drying, but to also enhance that crackle that is going to come out onto this piece. So hopefully you can see what's going on here. I do this entire method to the entire X and O, like all sides. On the other side, like the main side of the X and O, I wanted to show you this because I do a thicker amount of glue and I do a thicker amount, is that right? I do more chalk paint, so it has more, you can't see as much underneath as you could on the other side. And I do the heat gun again, and this gave that crackle effect way more than the other side. So definitely do more glue and more chalk paint. For this X and O, I'm going for more of a two-toned look. So I really wanted to do a stained portion and a pink portion, and the acrylic paint from Hippie Crafter did have pink. It was magenta, which I'm using, but I wanted a softer pink. So I just combined white and the magenta to get the pink that I was looking for. And I'm taping off with painter's tape where I want the paint to go, and then the rest will be stained. So I wasn't going for exactly in the middle. I kind of wanted it to go like the paint to go a little bit higher. So, but it's personal preference. And I will say I wasn't sure if I was gonna like this color pink that I had mixed together. It kind of was giving me like Barbie slash Pepto Bismol vibes. Or Pepto Bismol. Yeah, Bismol. Oh my goodness. Yes. So like I said, I wasn't really sure how I was liking this pink, and I was originally going to do just like a honey brown stain, and then I remembered I had this classic gray stain, and I actually really like how it turned out with this pink. I ended up doing 2 coats of this stain because it was a lighter stain. So I did 2 coats, and I do apply just like a top coat, a big top from DIY to it, and it richened up the stain a little bit as well, and I think that the gray complements the black really, really well. I hope you guys like this one. I think I like this one better than the Crackle X&O, so definitely let me know what you guys think. I grabbed this pack of hearts from Target as well. They were right next to the X&O wood blocks, and they were also $5 for the 3-pack. So I'm going to do 3 different things to each heart. For this one, I really liked that gray stain, so I am going to apply the gray stain to the entire heart and let it dry. This one actually kind of took a completely different turn from the original idea I had in my head. And I really, really like how this one ended up turning out. So I decided to take nails, and I'm going to just put them all around the heart. Um, you know, I just do it to where you can. I'm going to be attaching twine to it. So I want to make sure that you are going to get the pattern of the heart. So there's really no set amount of nails. You can do just a couple, or you can add a couple more like I did just to have that good structure. So I only had this twine. If I had had like white thread or like a red thread or a different color, I would have used that, but this was all that I had on hand, and I still really like it because it is very neutral. So I'm just weaving the twine all around each nail to get that outer rim, and then from there I'm just going to go up and down, crisscross all around the heart. Um, as you can see, so that, there's no rhyme or reason to which way I'm going. I'm just kind of trying to go all around. So, like, all the nails are going to get at least one pass with the twine, and then I'm going to tie it off. And I thought I was going to be done with it, and I was just going to use it on my tiered tray, like as is, or even on my hutch, like on top of a book, or something like that. But then I really wanted to give it some height because I really liked how this was looking, and the hearts are thick enough that they do rest on their side really well. So I had this leftover candle holder that I had used the other ones for a riser in my previous video. So since I only had one, I was like, oh, I'll use this to prop up the heart. So I painted it with the white acrylic paint, and then I just distressed it by adding some antique wax around where like I would normally sand it. And then I'm just going to attach the heart with some hot glue to the candlestick, and then this is it. I really hope you guys like this one. So for this one, I'm going to be painting the entire thing with white chalk paint, and I'm going to let it dry, and once it's dry, I'm going to apply a really pretty floral cardstock to one side, like decoupage it on. So while you guys are watching this, I just want to talk about the items that I got from Hippie Crafter. I really love the heat gun that I got. It sped up the dry time on my projects so fast. I was able to get all of these projects done in one day, which was awesome. I will say the only thing that I wish it had was a longer cord. The cord isn't super long, which isn't the end of the world, but that's my only complaint. For the acrylic paints, I am actually very impressed with the acrylic paints because they actually have really good coverage, like pigment and thickness to them that a lot of acrylic paints that I have used, like other brands, do not have. So I really love this acrylic set that I got, and I love all of the colors are really, really pretty, and they were super easy to mix, as you saw in the previous DIY. And then the transfer tape, I will actually talk about in a couple DIYs from now because I'm using the transfer tape for those. So I'm going to get back to this project, and I just applied Mod Podge to the cardstock, and then I applied the Mod Podge to the top, let it dry completely, and then I sanded down the edges with actually a nail file that came in like a kit from I don't even know when, but I set it aside because it's great for these small projects and it worked really, really well. So I hope you guys like this one. For this project, I'm using one of these cutting boards that I got from Aldi in a pack of 4. And I'm also going to be using these X and O wood cutouts that I got from Hobby Lobby like a year or two ago, and I've never used them before. So I figured I'm going to break out my stash and see what I have. So for the cutting board, it has like a line around the front part of it, as you can see, and I just paint the inside with white chalk paint. I use my awesome new heat gun and I apply a second coat of chalk paint. While I set that aside to finish drying, I am going to be using red, well actually it's scarlet, from the acrylic paint set that I got. And I'm also going to be using just antique wax to do like a faux stain. So I'm going to be doing the faux stain on 1X and 1O, and then I'm going to apply the red to 1X and 1O. And then if you guys can figure it out, from there I'm going to apply those to the cutting board. So again, I really loved using this acrylic paint set. The coverage was really nice, as you can see. It was it kind of reminded me of chalk paint, and I forgot that I wasn't using chalk paint because it felt thicker like the chalk paint and not as loose as other acrylic paints, if that makes any sense. So once everything was dry, I am applying my X and my O to the cutting board, and you can see that one red and one stain goes with one X and O and vice versa. And once that was done, I really, really liked how it was, but I was like, I feel like it needs like a bow or something. And I suck at making bows. So I just tie a little bit of twine around the top and I call it a day because I really liked the simplicity of it. And the O and the X, like the red O and X, popped so well. I think this is probably one of my favorites. And this looks really good on a tiered tray. For this wood heart, I was thinking of something for my tier tray, and I wanted to do 2 sides. So for one side, I'm going to be using that like cool blue grayish color, and then on the other side, I'm going to be using that really pretty green. And I just cut out the number 14 on permanent vinyl, and I'm using this transfer tape from Hippie Crafter, and I'm applying it to the one side of the heart. And the transfer tape was really, really nice. I will talk about it more in the last DIY project because you'll see why. So I'm going to apply the acrylic paint over the entire side, this side of the heart, and I'm going to make sure that I have really good coverage over the 1 and the 4. Because once I pull up the vinyl, then I'm going to be left with the natural wood underneath of it. So I wanted to make sure that there was really good coverage. And then on the other side, I just wanted some, I forgot. I also use the nail file to sand around the sides. And I mean, I guess I've never tried to sand acrylic paint down, but it sanded really nice and really easy. And I was surprised. It was really nice. So for the other side of the heart, I honestly just wanted something plain because, February 14th, Valentine's Day is just one day. It's not like Christmas where like I have Christmas decor up all the time. So I just wanted the 14 to have like, on the side of my tier tray, like for the week of Valentine's Day, and then have this side of the heart up for the rest of February. So I hope you guys like how simple this one is. All right, guys, for the last DIY project, I'm going to be using another house that I thrifted. I used one of these in my last video as well, and this heat gun helped me take up this sticker in no time flat. It was so easy. I've seen other crafters use their heat gun for sticker removal, and I'm so glad I finally have one. But I digress. So taking the back off of this house was a lot harder than in my last video. I actually like almost punched through it, as you could see there. So I'm taking this wallpaper from the Dollar Tree, and I have like 2 more strips of this, and because I used it for a furniture flip a while ago, and I've never used it since. But this worked perfect for the house, and the herringbone just looked really, really nice. So I'm going to be staining the frame part of the house because this is going to go by my coffee area. I'm making like a coffee Valentine kind of sign, and I really like the stained wood tone more than just the natural frame that it was. So I am using this transfer tape again from Hippie Crafter, and the reason why I wanted to talk about it in this one was because I was a little worried that the transfer tape was going to peel up some of that, faux wallpaper from the Dollar Tree, because transfer tape can be really, really sticky and can do that. But I was so happy and surprised that this didn't do that. And I think it's because when I was feeling the tackiness of the transfer tape, it wasn't super, super adhesive, which is a huge plus because in instances like this, you're not going to ruin the background that you're applying the transfer tape to. So I really like it, and the grid lines are a huge plus too to help making sure things are straight. So I was almost going to leave it as is, and then I was like, no, I have an extra X and O, so let's use it. So I painted them white with the acrylic paint, and then I just took some of the black acrylic paint and I just detailed around the edges of the X and the O to kind of give it that, faux distressing look. And then I'm going to attach the X and the O to the side of the house, and then this piece is done. It looks really cute next to my coffee station where I have my French press and my coffee in a really pretty glass canister. So I hope you guys enjoyed this one too. I hope you guys enjoyed these DIYs. Please let me know in the comments which one was your favorite. I really liked working with these wood blocks from Target, so I'm gonna have to run back out and see if they have any more because I'd like to make some more for my booth if I have time. But I really liked working with them.
I cannot wait to know which ones you guys liked, and a big thank you to Hippie Crafter for sending me these items. Again, I will have all of these items linked in the description box. I will also have a link to their Amazon store and to their website. I believe I will have an affiliate link at some point, so I will make sure to add that into the description box when I do get it. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Please consider subscribing, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye guys.